Like, y'all are the problem. Something is wrong. Something is in the water. I was on this channel like, I don't give a you. I screw you. Your mom's a like all of that. Y'all need to let these Negroes go. Let them go. You broke up with them for a reason. Do not let those people see you get riled up and out of character. Hey babies, it's Miree. Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell by the title of the video, we're doing a long overdue girls talk chick chat video, and I finally sat down and edited this. I realized I did not do an intro to this video, and I don't know why I didn't do an intro to this video. I guess it's because I just sat down and started filming. But here it is. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Also, when I'm talking, if you hear that I have a little lisp, it's because I'm wearing my retainers, and I'm so sorry for that. The first question is how to deal with missing your ex. He was kind of toxic, but we had our good times. Okay, number one, I was just like you a few years ago because I have not been in a relationship, and something that held me back. I was thinking, oh my God, but the good times we had such, I feel like I put too much. Y'all, I put too much last time. But the good times, we had such good times together. We really like had amazing points in our relationship. Like, I remember the time we did this, I remember the time we did that, da 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 da. Honestly, that is doing nothing but holding you back and holding you stagnant and keeping you stuck on this person as you thinking about those good times. With that being said, every single time, and I know this is a bad way of thinking, but this is something that helps me get over my ex. Every single time you think about the times y'all had a good time together, immediately replace it with something that they did that you did not like, or something that made the relationship toxic, or something that ruined the relationship overall. And I know that's bad to think back on the negative stuff, like, oh my gosh, but that's something that genuinely did help me and help with the healing process. Like, okay, you did so and so with him, which was great and all, but like, remember that time he did da 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 da. It's gonna set you back straight, I promise. I was looking back on the questions and I saw so many people like, oh my gosh, how do I do this with the ex, how do I do that with the ex, and da 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 da. Somebody asked, how do I get back with somebody? I'm like, y'all need to let these Negroes go. Let them go. You broke up with them for a reason. I do not like, and I was in the same situation where it's like I got back with my ex, but then as soon as I got back into their relationship with them, or got back with them period, or even like tried to open back a friendship with them, cut the cameras. Like, it ruined everything. My emotions were back and all of that. Cut it. Like, think back on the bad, cut it, get over them. If I have a list where if I'm talking funny, it's because I have my retainers in. I, for a period of time, why do I keep closing this? I, for a period of time, was going without wearing it, and my gap started opening up, had me shook. I'm about to be wearing this 24/7 for like the next 2 weeks. Question number 2, how to be happy / okay with being single. Now, I know not everybody is the praying type, but this is something I genuinely had to pray about, talk to God about specifically. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this? Or like, how am I gonna push through this? How am I gonna thug it out? And over time, he had to like get me to the point where I was okay with it. Highly 100% suggest praying about, but also watching other women who are believers and who are going through this experience and learn from them as well. Not to mention, I know a lot of people want to get in a relationship at this very moment in time, because a lot of y'all were asking that. Are you actually ready to be in a relationship? That's the real, like, are you actually ready to be in a relationship? Are you emotionally and mentally mature? Are you willing to sacrifice things? Are you willing to sacrifice bits and pieces and parts of yourself? Are you willing to go through changes? Because I know some people like to get in relationships to be like, ah, da, 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 this is me, and da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, you are not ready to be in a relationship, because when you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to be willing and open to make sacrifices. Especially if you love that person, you're going to have to go through some type of change. What if there are certain characteristics and aspects about yourself that you naturally have, but it also has an effect on your partner, and your partner does not like that? You're going to have to go through those changes. Are you okay with making moves and not necessarily depending on this person, but like, you're gonna have to confront and go towards this person, especially if you go as far as to getting married with somebody. You have to be like, oh my gosh, okay babe, is it okay if I do this, or is it cool if I do that? Like, you have to not only take and keep yourself in mind, but you also have to take somebody else into consideration. Are you okay with having to consistently take somebody else into consideration? What is your goal with being in a relationship? Do you, oh girl, I messed that up. What is your goal with being in a relationship? Like, these are questions that you have to ask yourself, and these are questions I even ask myself, because I want to be in a relationship, but I'm not ready for a relationship right now at this very moment in time, because to some of those questions, I'm not ready. I am not ready. And the thing is, it's really good to sit down and evaluate yourself and see whether or not you are. Every single time I think like, oh my gosh, God, I really want to be in a relationship. I really would like to be with somebody right now. I would like to have a spouse or a significant other. He's like, BFFR. Like, be serious right now. Are you actually ready for this, or are you like just wanting something right now? Is it because you want attention? Why do you want to be in a relationship? And he asked me that. I'm like, you got a point. Let me sit down somewhere. Like, it snaps me back to reality. Question number 2 is, how do you find your personal style and learn how to dress for your body type? I don't know why people keep asking me this, because I don't post my, I'm down here mixing my foundations. These foundations are so good. I'm so happy they sent me these. I don't know why people ask me this, because I don't dress up. I don't post full body pictures. I want to get more into fashion, and I want to post my outfits and stuff like that. Like, I literally have a try on haul. Then the try on haul is either going to be before or after this video. I'm not 100% sure right now. But I'm like, I don't know why y'all ask me this, because I don't think I have any type of style. I mean, I do have a style and have a way that I want to look and aesthetic I want to wear. I don't post it. I wear the clothes out in public or whenever I go out to eat. I wear the outfit, but I don't post my outfits. I want to. In this question, I'm slowly still trying to figure out styles myself. I feel like I can't even answer, because I'm, like I said, slowly trying to find things that work for me, pieces that work for me, things that look good on me. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, the big thing that helps me is Pinterest. I'm literally doing this in voice memo form, because I don't know why I sat here and stressed this part longer than what it should have been. But basically, here are the things that are so far helping me. Number 1, my color palette. So basically, there are different shades and different undertones of colors that work for your skin tone and your undertone. You have to find out what that is. And I think this is your seasonal palette, what it's called, color/seasonal palette. Don't make me lie now. So basically, for me, I am a dark winter. Basically, different colors and different undertones for each season. Now, with that being said, there are certain colors, in my case, that work for me and other colors that don't. An example of this is, I like to think of olive green. I love olive green, but olive green doesn't really look good on my skin tone. However, a forest green, a very deep, dark forest green works well. Or a pink. There's pastel pink. Pastel pinks really don't work well on me. However, like a deep or like a rich magenta, not a hot pink, but like a toned down, I want to say spicy pink, works well on my skin tone in comparison to a pastel pink, whereas pastel pink works for other people, some other people on the scale. So that's number 1, is I went to go find my seasonal color palette. Number 2, I found out basically what my essence as well as my body type is. Now, your essence, there are different types of essences. Like, there's the natural essence, the romantic. Those same things can be applied to the body type. There's a romantic body type, a natural body type, and that's going based off of the Kiwi system. That is the system I use. I personally am a romantic body type. I'm not 100% sure about my essence, because your essence can be one thing, but I know for me and my essence, it's not just one thing. Your essence is mainly based off the type of energy that you personally give off, whereas your body type is obviously your body type and the pieces of clothing that work for your body type. For my essence, I know it's certain style or certain energies that certain aesthetics give off that I know I personally do not give off, because of my essence and because of how I look and how I am. Let's say, for example, y'all know how there's a streetwear kind of sort of aesthetic and the type of energy that streetwear aesthetic gives off. Don't get me wrong, I think it's cute, but that personally does not work for me and my essence. Like, it doesn't work for me. I can go and style that outfit and look at that outfit, but it's not going to completely and utterly work, because that's not the type of energy and the type of essence that I give off. Like, imagine Marilyn Monroe. She has a strong romantic essence as well. Like, that's where she is on the Kiwi and Kitchener body scale / essence scale. Imagine Marilyn Monroe wearing streetwear. She doesn't give off that type of energy. She doesn't give off that type of essence that streetwear does. Like, it does not work. And it could be more than one essence, like I said, but these are basically the 3 things: your seasonal / color palette, your essence, as well as your Kiwi body type. Those are the things that I went based off, and I go on Pinterest and find inspiration for all 3 of these. It can be kind of hard, just a little bit, or you can find inspiration for certain outfits or certain combos within different pieces and stuff like that on Pinterest, and replace the colors yourself or replace a specific top. It doesn't have to be verbatim from Pinterest, the style, the outfit, but you can find something similar and make it work, or change out the colors and make it work. I feel like one of the most challenging things is, I feel like it's easier to dress up more in the winter and fall in comparison to the summer and spring, because where I live, it's super freaking hot. I wear nothing but shorts, crops, tank tops because of how hot it is. But I actually want to find like cute outfits for the spring and for the summertime. I just have to figure out a way to make it work because it is so hot, y'all. Y'all have no idea. The next question is, how do you remain unbothered when people go out of the way to mess with you? Girl, oh my gosh. This reminds me of when I was in high school in my freshman year. This girl kept bothering me because her boyfriend liked me. And I did not know at the time because like I had no clue. I genuinely just saw him as like a friend. And keep in mind, I'm like 14, 15 years old. I was not like touchy-feely all up close on him because I knew he had a girlfriend. And she did not like that. She did everything in her power to bother me and to bully me all throughout my freshman year of high school. And I hate it so much because I just think back, girl, you were, I don't want to say, girl, you're really a weak bee right now. I don't want to say that because I was really not bothering you. I wasn't doing anything and I'm genuinely like a soft person. But I would go back and tell like 14-year-old Taylor, like, calm down. Like, do not let this girl get you worked up and bothered because that's literally what she wants for you to, is to get worked up and bothered. This same thing also used to happen in my comments all the time on my first channel. Because of me leaving my opinion on specific things, people would get mad and people would come as far as to even come over here and also be over there and say things to like troll me. I knew it would be a difference between somebody genuinely being mad about something I said and when somebody's trying to troll me and how I look. People used to bother me about my features, like my nose and my lips. Some men would call me a man and say I look like a man. And I'm like, y'all are trolling me right now and it's not funny. I don't find you funny. And the best thing I could tell you to do, and I know this is probably something you do not want to hear, is to completely and utterly ignore it. Do not give it any attention because people who are constantly bothering you, they want your attention and they want to see you riled up and out of character. Do not let those people see you get riled up and out of character. I remember on my first channel, some of those people got me so riled up that I acted outside of the way God wanted me to act it, and I would be cursing on my page. Like, I would respond to them and I would be calling them out of their names. Like, I would be calling them all types of B's, all types of a-holes, call them a piece of S, like all types. I kid you not. I would sit and say some of the most foul things in some of my videos, and I know some of y'all have not been here that long. Some of y'all have been here for a long time, but I was like, I was on their channel like, I don't give a you, I screw you, your mom's a like all of that. I really wish I could go back and tell myself, like, do not act up like that because one, that it's not of God. Two, those people want you to get out of character because they know it'll make you look bad to other people. You acting out of character like that, not even just forget the other people, but like it's a representation of like you and you yourself. I be having to tell myself that whenever I'm on social media, and not even on social media, in real life, because even some people in real life be trying me. I don't care if they called you the most foulest thing on earth, and it's really hard sometimes, especially as a believer, because we're like called to like turn the other cheek. Now don't get me wrong, if somebody all up in my face or somebody trying to fight me or something like that, or like they spit on me or something, I'm fighting back. Like, I'm spitting back on you, I am fighting you, like I'm going to defend myself. But there's a difference between defending yourself and fighting certain battles, because you know at that very moment in time, like, this is completely and utterly out of pocket. You can defend yourself, but it's just like certain things are not worth like fighting or getting out of character for. But like I said, sometimes as a believer, we genuinely are called to like, and it makes me mad sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like it's very hard for me. Oh my goodness, hard for me, because people really like to try you. They really do. One of the people that I really do look up to when it comes to being unbothered, I highly suggest that you like go look at her social media or just look at her videos in general, is De'Ara. De'Ara does a really good job whenever it comes to people trying to start mess with her or trying to start beef. Now, I'm not speaking like I know the girl. I don't know De'Ara. But with some of the drama that I've heard people talk about and say about her, she does not respond. Like, she'll respond to it, but it's sometimes. But it's very sly, very sneaky. Not gonna lie. Sometimes it's very sly, very sneaky. However, it's presented in a very classy and like together way. But for the most part, De'Ara usually does not reply to some of the bullcrap and drama people say about her. Beyonce does not reply to some of the bullcrap and some of the drama people say about her, like at all. Like, I think back from when I used to watch Beyonce from when I was younger, and all types of stuff people used to say about her, she did not respond. She did not respond. Not everything deserves a response. And I really, like, now that I'm saying this, the devil really gonna try me, or like God is really gonna test me and try me, like on the advice I'm giving right now. Like, I can just feel it in my bones but it's true. Next question is, what are the best perfumes for beginners with sensitive noses? Hold on one second. This is Versace Bright Crystal. It's very fresh, very floral. It has lemon up in here. It doesn't smell like lemon. She's a good one. I bought like 2 bottles of this. This is Cell Ocean by Gourmand Beauty. You can get this scent off of, I think it's Urban Outfitters. I got this in TJ Maxx. This brand is located in TJ Maxx, but you can really try to find them on anywhere online. You can get their perfume. This is like a salty, fresh perfume. So this one is by Tahari Parfums. This is Satin Love. This is a rose perfume. Look at the dent. It smells so good. I remember the first day I found this, I fell in love because this is such a pretty, clean rose perfume. But those are like the 3 starter perfumes, like for people with sensitive noses. Those are very light. They aren't heavy. Nothing like that. Next question. Now I know I answered this one on my story. I remember when y'all first asked me this question, I answered it on my story. Like, this is the only one I answered on my story. Somebody said, how do you know if a guy likes you and isn't down bad? First of all, if you're sitting and questioning whether or not a guy likes you, he does not like you. And I know that's harsh. I love y'all, because if a guy actually likes you, whether that be you're in high school or in college, he's going to tell you. You will know if a guy likes you because he's going to make it obvious and clear. If a guy genuinely wants you, he is going to try everything in his power to get you. He's going to try to be with you. No man that actually wants a woman is going to let that woman pass him by. He is not. And another thing I want to add, if a guy is with you, or if you're in a situationship with a guy, get out of that situationship, because if a guy actually wants to be with you, he would, again, tell you. And it does not take a long time for a man to determine whether or not he wants to be in a relationship with you or if he wants to be married to you. It does not take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months whether or not a man wants to be with you or wants to marry you. It does not take that long. Within the first period of time that a man is with you, he automatically sits and thinks like, okay, where am I going to place her? That's how they think. This is your sign to move on. Next question. What's your opinion on healing from being a wounded feminine? I wish I were together and a feminine woman. I've gotten comments about it. I've gotten messages about it. People be like, oh my gosh, you're such a feminine woman. La-di-da, what is this? You're such a girly girl, which I am a girly girl. I think I'm a very feminine woman. I think I am a girly girl. Like, I got the physical aspect of it, I feel like, down pat. And I'm trying to get like the characteristics of it down pat. Granted, I do personally feel like I carry myself better now, like a woman is supposed to carry herself, or even just a human being is supposed to carry themselves, point blank period, because it's a certain way I want to be. I don't want to say it's a certain way I want to be perceived. I think it's important. My whole powder just fell out on my... It's certain characteristics I feel like I need to get together in order to be able to be where I want to be in my quote-unquote femininity journey, or just being a woman in general. My goal is to, like, I want to be a Proverbs 31 woman, a very feminine woman. I feel like people don't realize it, and I know for a fact a lot of people don't realize it. Every single characteristic that they are listing out about femininity and being a feminine woman are literally Proverbs 31 woman characteristics. Proverbs 31 woman characteristics. Same thing when there are men who are talking about, oh, I'm an alpha male. Granted, the alpha male thing is corny, but like being a very masculine man and in your masculine energy, that's literally an Ephesians 5 man. I'm like, those are biblical principles. With that being said, there are certain things that you are looking towards that are in the scripts that I'm trying to get. Something that is not discussed enough. People like to address, like, whether it be like a wounded feminine or a wounded masculine, I'm using that very loosely. People like to address like the person themselves, or like how they are right there at this very moment in time, but they aren't sitting and dissecting, like they aren't sitting and dissecting how they got to where they are, or like how they are the way that they are, and how much especially your parents have an effect on that. And I'm not saying this as like, okay, this is what this person went through, this is why they are the way that they are, that's just how they are. No, I'm not trying to use like their past experiences as an excuse, because especially as an adult, you're an adult, like you need to go through the process of like fixing and working on yourself. But there are a lot of adults, men and women, who do not go through that process, and they're in their quote-unquote wounded feminine and wounded masculine and hurting other people and inflicting trauma on other people. But I just, generally speaking, within these discussions, they're like, oh my gosh, you're a masculine woman, oh my gosh, you're a feminine man. But it's just like, these are things a lot of the times that a lot of us have gone through and have very similar experiences. Let's first break down why we went through what we went through, or like why we are the way that we are, and the things that we face to have us where we are at this very moment in time. Like those things aren't discussed enough. And it makes me so sad, because it's really people who sit down and listen to those podcasts and listen to those conversations, and they want to change and do better. And these people who are over a lot of these podcasts are so silly, when there is so much room and it can be improved. There can be so much improvement, but people like to play. Like it's so sad. The next question is how to look put together for a tomboy. All right, number one, make sure you have your hair together. Make sure your hair is styled however you like it to be styled. Make sure it's structured. Number two, make sure your hygiene is together. Are you bathing yourself properly? Are you moisturizing yourself? Are you putting on your fragrance, whatever it is that you like to put on, to make sure you smell good, because smell is taken into consideration. You can still do things to your face to make sure you look presentable. Can you do your brows? Can you get your eyebrows done? Are your lips moisturized? Important to consider. Number four, wear some jewelry. If you like rings, wear rings. If you like bracelets, necklaces, earrings, do all of that. Number five, make sure that the clothes you wear, no matter what outfit that you're wearing, that the pieces fit your body. Make sure the fit is fine. Like the outfit can be together, like the outfits and the pieces can look good, but if the clothes do not fit your body, it's not going to look right. And those are just like some quick little like things. The next question, how to deal with insecurities from acne scarring. That is what I'm going through right now, and I know to a lot of people it does not look like it. It's so much blush. I'm putting so much blush on my face. One of the ways, there's two things that I do. Number one, I literally force myself to sit in the mirror, or like I take photos of myself like with no makeup on, or I just finished my skincare, stuff like that. I literally force myself to look at myself like that. Like sit down and like take it all in. And I've been taking videos of myself just to like take it in and understand like this is how you look like at this very moment in time. Now the next thing I'm doing to help with this, because I feel so insecure about my dark marks and acne scarring, is making sure I have the products to help with that. And I think I can just get up and show y'all the products right now. By the way, before we get started with this, I have oily skin. That's number one. Number two, I am not a dermatologist or esthetician, none of that. So if you're going to try to use these products, and if you have a dermatologist, please consult with them first and see what they think and whether or not it's going to work for your skin. But these are the things that work for me. I'm emphasizing this. These are the things that work for me in my skin, my oily skin. Also, I want to add, if you're going to try new products, especially exfoliating products or products that have like kojic acid or any of the products or any of the ingredients that I mentioned with these products, please use the new products one at a time for a long period of time, and then introduce a new product if you're going to try to use some of these products. Please do not just throw a whole bunch of new stuff at once, because it will break you out and your skin will freak out. So please take your time if you are going to use these. Thank you. First thing is my brightening cleanser. This is kojic acid and turmeric. You can use this every day. This is by Mocha Glow. Let me put it up so y'all can see it clearly. Yeah. This is by Mocha Glow. My mom sent me this brand and she was just like, how about you try this? You haven't tried this? And I'm taking result pictures as I go throughout the days, just to see if there's any type of difference. I'm liking it. My face doesn't feel stripped or feel super gross after using it. Then after that, something else I'm using is by First Aid Beauty. These are the exfoliating round. You can see it has like little grooves up in it, but this is a chemical exfoliant. And I go in after I wash my face, and I use this all over my face, and I do not use this every single day. I'm exfoliating like 2, sometimes 3 times a week. 3 is pushing it, but usually 2 times a week I exfoliate my skin. And this is like, you know how you exfoliate your body with a sugar scrub, except this isn't a sugar scrub, it's a chemical exfoliant. The next thing I'm using is a serum. This is by Good Molecules. I've been using this for a good bit of time now. This is a discoloration correcting serum. I made a pretty good dent in this, and at first I was just using this by itself. I'm like, this is not enough by itself. Last but certainly not least is sunscreen. This is a Eucerin oil control, oil absorbing sunscreen that's SPF 50. I got this from Walmart. It kind of does control your oil, but the thing is, and it doesn't feel oily and greasy and heavy, but it does leave a slight glow to your skin. It's not like a matte sunscreen. I'm not mad at it, but it can be very annoying because I don't want to look like a freaking grease ball. And I'm trying to look for a new sunscreen, but this is what I'm using in the meantime, because the sun can make your dark scarring and hyperpigmentation worse. And I reapply my sunscreen every 2 hours. Now I did get a sunscreen stick. I don't go back in and reapply this because it'll just be like too much. Plus I wear makeup throughout the day. And this is the newest thing out of like my whole skincare. This is by Beauty of Joseon. This is their matte sun stick. So this will leave a matte finish. That's like, those are things that I'm doing and things that I'm working on to help with acne scarring and how to deal with it. Somebody said what to use to clean your cat properly, or clean your vagina properly. Girl, soap is obviously very important because vaginas are different. There's some women who need stronger washes and there's some women who need lighter washes. I personally don't need a super strong wash, but the wash that I do use is a baby wash. And because I use the baby baby wash is like it's your vagina. I find that my vagina is very sensitive. I have to be careful as to what products I use. So I go in with the CeraVe baby wash and shampoo. This is what I'm using right now. It works perfectly fine. It gets the job done. Something else that helps to make sure that you stay fresh and clean is that after you get out of the tub, you sit in front of a fan, or you get a fan and you fan your vagina for like 5 to 10 minutes. I sit in front of my big fan for like 10 minutes to make sure everything is completely dry. Even though you pat your vagina dry with a towel, that's not enough. You need to make sure you're like dry. Make sure it's dry. Put whatever moisturizer you use on, and after you use the moisturizer, get in front of the fan, dry completely, because you do not want to have some type of moisture. And like I said, even though you do the towel, it's not completely dry and there's still some moisture there. And if you put on pants and underwear and it's dark and wet, and then you're warm because your legs, your thighs are together and moving, and it's like it's closed, no.
And also I want to mention, I know some girls would be like, oh my god, dry, or like I want my, and I've seen this, some women would be like, oh my gosh, I want that wet, I want my vagina to be wet and moist. They're talking about that during sex intercourse, like them being lubricated very well, which is understandable. But when you're going throughout your day-to-day and doing normal stuff, or you're like at work or at school, unless you're like having discharge, which discharge is normal, you can wear panty liners for that. I do not suggest wearing panty liners every day. Sometimes it's okay to just let it go, because you can't help it. But for the most part, if it's too much, you need to go to the doctor. You do need to go to the doctor. I understand some women be like, oh my gosh, I want to be wet. They're talking about that during sex. But for the most part, you need to make sure everything is like, your labia is padded dry and clean, or like the whole thing is padded dry and clean before you put your underwear on for the day.
Hopefully that helps. I hope that helped you. Ooh, next question, thoughts on girls trip. Oh my gosh, I would really like to have a girl trip. I've never had a girl trip before, but that's like on my bucket list. But I do side eye the women, and they're just like, well, we broke up after this trip, like we're no longer friends after this trip because da happened. Or like people are just like, oh, don't go to Miami with your best friends, because when you go to Miami with your best friends, y'all come back broken up. I'm like side eye, because it's just like, if y'all broke up with each other or don't talk to each other after a trip, y'all's friendship was not for real, it's solidified in the first place. Like y'all are the problem, not the actual trip. It's so much like y'all are the problem. Something is wrong, something is in the water, like something is off. But also you have to be careful as to who you even go on a trip with, in my opinion, because, and especially how long you're going to be on a trip with that person, because you obviously can't, like, I feel like you can't trust everybody. You cannot trust everybody. And especially after the Shanquilla Robinson situation, that has me shooken up too. Still, it depends on like who you're going with. I love this lip liner. Next question. Is it okay to sweat down there? It's normal, but also there are ways you can prevent it. Make sure your underwear are not too tight. They can be very tight and where it's like she can't breathe and make you extremely uncomfortable, and it'll mess everything up. So you have to make sure your underwear is not too tight, but also make sure that your pants themselves are not too tight. This was especially a big problem for me when I was in high school, especially after band practice. I would have band practice early on in the morning as first block, and it would be a freaking mess. But also at night, make sure you're able to let your vagina breathe. Also, having too much hair down there can mess with that as well. So if you have a lot of hair down there, if so, you can trim it down a little bit, and that'll be able to help you as well. And also you have to be careful, because hair can hold smell. The material of the pants you wear are very important too, and the material of your underwear is very important. Cotton is breathable. Like I have leggings on right now. The leggings are not cotton. I think it's like a stretchy spandex type of material. It's not breathable. However, I'm not going to be wearing these for a super long time, hence why I got them on. Is how often do you maintain your hair and nails? Oh my gosh. So like everything, and I want to start getting Brazilians too, but girl, I'm so scared. But for the most part, like shaving, washing my hair, retwisting my hair, putting my nails on, getting pedicures, getting my brows done, all of that, I do it like every 2 weeks. Sometimes I'm able to stretch my nails for like 3 weeks because my prep is really good. I might have to start like shaving more often and like getting my brows done every week, because my hair is growing very fast. And the reason why my hair is growing very fast is because I'm taking like these supplements. I'm like, this is getting annoying at this point, but like the hair is growing very quickly. That is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, click on that bell notification if you want to have more girl talk videos. There'll be a link up in the icon. Don't forget to check out my social medias down below, linked in the description box, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.